Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about nature deficit disorder and the consequences it has to our mental and physical health to be disconnected from nature. And it seems as time goes on, we are further and further disconnected from nature, and it has a wide-reaching consequences that most people aren't even aware of. So we're going to address some of the things that I see come up in coaching and how getting out in nature can help with a lot of the things that we struggle with. Okay, but first a quick plug. I offer affordable coaching. My email address is in the description. Shoot me an email. The consultation is free. The first session's only $5, even if you're just curious about it. Do not hesitate. Don't be shy. Send me an email. Some people said, oh my God, I wish I would have done this longer. Everybody benefits from coaching. I have a coach, and it really will have a wide-reaching, lifelong changes in your life. It makes a huge difference. And the prices are extremely affordable for an experienced coach. I've been doing this for a long time. Okay, let's get back to nature deficit disorder. It was a term coined in 2005. I have not read the book, just did a little reading up on that term, and it was by an author named Richard Louv, L-O-U-V, and it was called Last Child in the Woods. And in his book, he was focusing on children and the consequences of children being disconnected from nature. And it has wide-reaching consequences, and I've seen it in my own life, I've seen it in my client's life, and the difference it can make if we reconnect in nature. Now, it's very rarely that people will connect the dots and say, oh, you're feeling a little bit down, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling blue, or you're not able to focus, or you're feeling stress. A lot of people don't, we focus on what the current life problems are, and we don't focus on lifestyle. And that's one of the things I really try to emphasize in coaching is let's get a healthy lifestyle, and a lot of things that we struggle with fall into place. Things like I just described. And nature deficit disorder, in his book, he talks about how as time passes, we are becoming more and more disconnected from nature, and it's having wide-reaching consequences. I remember when I was growing up, I'd go out into nature, I'd go to parks, I'd go to ponds, I would go bicycling, with my BMX, and I spent so much more time in nature. Today, he calls it the fear of stranger danger. People don't want their children spending time in nature. It's more of a hassle and inconvenience. Parents are so busy, and so it's easier just to have them sit in front of and stare at a screen. And that might be a short-term gain. It's easier in the short run, but the long-term pain that parents pay, the children pay, and those that aren't parents pay is huge. There is something really magical about spending time in nature. And it's not like you have to go camping and bring a tent and spend a week in the woods. I'm talking about just going to your local park. I'm talking about going on a local day hikes, contacting your meetup groups, and looking at those and seeing what option, there's oftentimes in cities, meetup.com, a lot of, that's my puppy in back. We hang out a lot and go spend a lot of time in nature. If you want to have something to force you or to push you to go out in nature, get a dog. We go on a tremendous amount of walks and a tremendous amount of time in nature since getting her. Okay, so it makes, where was I? Oh, it's just talking about the different resources. The Sierra Club, if you're in the, I think the Sierra Club is in worldwide, so you could just look, Google Sierra Club and see what type of hikes they have. There's a lot of resources with the internet. I think there's even some apps as well that you can utilize. But again, just exposing ourselves to greenery. They've done studies where they placed office workers and in front of a window where they were just looking at greenery. They weren't actually even out in greenery, and that made a difference and impact to their productivity and to their mental health. So nature is absolutely essential. We want to be happy, we want to be content, But we oftentimes don't know how to get there. And so lifestyle is absolutely critical. And I emphasize that in coaching. And one of the things clients will tell me is how much better they feel just getting outside. If you're not really close to nature and you could just get outside and breathe fresh air, down a quiet street where you're not hearing a lot of traffic, a lot of noise, and you're in nature, you're not exposed. You listen to the background. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. The birds chirping, and it automatically changes your energy level. And this should be like our daily vitamin. A dose of nature is something that we all desperately need and would benefit from tremendously. Some of my clients say, oh, I don't have the time. And I say, try in your lunch break. Even if it's only, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, go out and instead of eating your lunch by your computer, go out and go to a park and have some lunch there. In the winter, going out, I lived in Colorado, and I go out during the winter, go snowshoeing, or just, bundle up and go for walks. But it really has a fantastic impact, and you just feel happier. You feel more at peace, you feel calmer. And the other interesting thing is, people are friendlier. When I meet people, whether I'm at parks or I'm on a hike, we say hi to each other, might engage in, short conversation, and it's really, really nice. So lifestyle, get a daily dose of nature. And believe it or not, with my clients, we actually with some of them, we set this up as a goal. Just to get outside, to get nature. And it's one of their favorite goals, and it's one that they said if they didn't have accountability on, they probably wouldn't do, because it takes a little bit of effort. And it's kind of one of those things that you don't want to do it because you're so busy, and then once you get out there and you do it, you feel so much better. So that's it about that's today's topic on lifestyle and getting out in nature. And then there's a lot of other things that I cover in coaching that just helps us to feel happier. You can't feel happy, or it's very difficult feeling happy staring at a screen, sitting indoors, sitting in a car, sitting in an office. We are designed to move. We are designed to connect with other people, and we are designed to connect with nature. When you think about it, the way we live today is so opposite, diametrically opposed to the way our brains were designed. Our brains were designed to be outdoors, to get fresh air and sunlight and all those things. And you just try it, you incorporate it in your life, and you'll see a big difference. So thank you very much for watching. Comments are appreciated, subscriptions and thumbs up are greatly appreciated. And again, if you want a neutral third party to talk to that isn't a friend or family member, and even if you don't think you need it, I really encourage you to give it a try. Shoot me an email for coaching, very affordable. And until next time, bye-bye.